Welcome to Ted's home, ladies, gents and teddy bears. A very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from in the world. Ted Coningsby channel here at RAF Coningsby, Bomber County, also known as Ted HQ, as Ted just lives over there. Where those windows are, look, that's where Ted lives, over there at 29. Main ASP sounding good. Typhoons taxiing out for departure. Ted Borry, mate, you finished that, yeah? Nice one. Ted's just finishing off his salmon bagels. We were stuck in traffic today, but can't be helped. Here he is. He was all right. He needed picking up. This is our squadron leader, Ted Coningsby. He's welcoming all of you to his home, Ted HQ. Oh yes, here we go, Ted. There's your foons, mate. This is the Typhoon FGR4 fighter ground attack and reconnaissance aircraft of the Royal Air Force. This, no doubt, as you may know, a QRA station, quick reaction alert. This is QRA number 2 south. There is another one at Lossiemouth. QRA station number 1 north in Scotland. Ready to scramble. Should RAF Bulmer, Wickham and Swanwick detect a threat, they make the call to the relevant QRA station, who have not only pilots on standby 24/7, 365, but also the ground crew ready to get those jets ready, serviceable, ready for anything. Welcome to RAF Coningsby. This is Ted's home. What a lovely day we had yesterday at a sweet and neat stream from Lakenheath. Absolutely incredible. Right, here we go. I think we got first lift off. Is that going on the ORP? Let's have a look here, mate. Yeah, it looks like it's just going on the ORP, which is the operational readiness platform. A bit like the EOR. Okay, so it's a bit like the EOR that we've seen at Lakenheath, where they just wait for various reasons. Could be waiting for another typhoon. Could be waiting for a tanker, could be anything, could be troubleshooting. They don't use a lot of fuel just waiting there. Once again, welcome to RAF Coningsby. This is home to 5 Typhoon squadrons. This is also the home to train the Typhoon pilots here. This is where they come for their Typhoon career. Policing as well, that takes place here, and as we mentioned, a quick reaction alert station. It's also a test and evaluation station as well. Typhoons will get the latest and greatest software and equipment with a designated squadron, the number 41. There's also a joint Qatari Air Force and Royal Air Force squadron as well, number 12. Squadron numbers are 29. They're the operational conversion unit. They take care of the training. 41 Squadron, as we mentioned, the TES, Test and Evaluation Squadron. They test the latest and greatest equipment. 12 are the Joint Qatari Emirai Air Force and Royal Air Force Squadron. And then, of course, we've got 2 frontline combat ready squadrons, number 3 fighter and number 11 fighter squadrons, taking the frontline combat ready role indeed. RAF Coningsby is also home to the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight. That was since 1976. The base opened in November 1940, so a year after the beginning of the Second World War. First residents arrived here in February 1941, which was number 106, the Handley Page Hamden. Here's markings of number 12. More Typhoons just taxiing out now. The Royal Air Force Eurofighter Typhoon is designated as the Typhoon FGR4. It's called slightly different things in different countries. The Royal Air Force's Typhoon has been lowered the maximum speed. They had a bit of a tweak. That doesn't mean it's not as agile or anything like that. The Eurofighter is classed as a Mach 2.0 speed aircraft, but the Royal Air Force have tuned it down to a Mach 1.8. Now, I've always mentioned this, if you mess around with the Mach speed, you can increase acceleration. Not saying that's true for this instance, but you can tweak your own, hence the different styles of Typhoons. So the Italian Typhoon is the F2000A Typhon, the Spanish call it Typhon, in Germany they call it the EF2000 Eurofighter. So it's got different names, but it's pretty much predominantly the same thing. Right, here comes our first departure, powered by Rolls-Royce EJ200 engines with afterburner, 20,000 pounds of thrust each. Earlier with the different names, they are made in 4 different the Typhoon is made in 4 different countries. So Italy make the left wing, Spain make the right wing, main fuselage made in Germany, with British parts scattered around, engine, the radome and other sections as well, the software. Leonardo as well take care of the influence in Italy as well. There's also parts on the rear, but we'll talk about the Typhoon. I've got a model so I can tell you all about the Typhoon should you wish to know about anything about the aircraft. I'll do my best. I'm still learning. has a phenomenal power to weight or thrust to weight ratio. This is the thing, you can have thrust to weight ratio, but it depends what you put on it. Okay, so if you, the thing about the Typhoon, the thing about its performance, because I recently put a performance takeoff, which is what the Typhoon is very good at doing. And the thing is, someone noticed, wow, even with 2 drop tanks. Yes, because the Typhoon, even completely loaded and full of fuel, the thrust to weight ratio is phenomenal. It's only one of few aircraft that can actually start to accelerate vertically. So from brakes to just 8 seconds, ladies, gents, teddy bears, it'll be able to pull up into a 50, 60 degree vertical climb and rotate around 180 miles per hour. But that all does depend on the pilot, of course. It's only one of few aircraft fully loaded to accelerate vertically into the climb out. The Ted Coningsby channel, I've made contact with the base as well. We don't just rack up and stack up. We do make contact, let them know that we're here and if it's okay. Welcome to the show. We are using, well, they are using runway 25. Oh, yeah. How you doing? What up? Here we go. there. That was beautiful. This is what they call the family version Typhoon, so it's got a 2-seater. I haven't seen the 4-seater for a while, ZK381. I wonder where that's gone. It's clearly gone. Oi, oi, how you doing? All right?
That was a good takeoff.
It was, wasn't it? It was delightful. And of course, ladies, gents, teddy bears, don't forget the checklist. You are cleared to touch and go on that like button. Now approach the subscribe button in case you haven't done so already. And of course, please switch that notification button to the notification bell button to switch it to all, so you don't miss out on the latest and greatest live streams and videos from the Ted Coningsby channel. What up? And of course, visit the Ted Coningsby channel's website. That's right, for official Ted Coningsby merchandise. Got a few Foon related products on there, of course, being Ted HQ. And those are the markings of Seek and Destroy, number 41 Squadron. Of course, Typhoons can go into what's called a pool of aircraft, so they can be, you know, rotated around, so other squadrons can, regardless of the name on there. So if you see a name on an aircraft, that is not necessarily the pilot flying. In fact, it's not that common to have the specific pilot that's written on the side of the Typhoon, and even the markings as well. If they go into a pool where, not all of them, but some are designated to a pool of Typhoonage. A very warm welcome to all of you who are tuned in today. How's it all going? Hope you're all well. Margot Baxter, how you doing? Joshua Brown, Gucci Man, Brighty, Daniel Walker, Edward Coates, LEJ Approach. How's it going? Hope we're all well and feeling good about yourselves. That's what it's all about. A nice performance takeoff from our last one, Typhoon 16. Of course, I know what you're all thinking. Where is Nath? Well, this is it. I know what we're all waiting for. Now, we're looking for call sign REHEAT01, which I believe that's the call sign for this year's Typhoon Display Pilot. There are various circumstances that it may not go ahead. One, that cloud base, I think it's all right. I think it's not too bad. Of course, Nath could take on the afternoon slot. You just don't know. It could even be Thursday. You just don't know. There are no TAMs dotted around between now and Thursday, so you just never know what the circumstances. Pilots will usually take the better day, but we'll see. Really don't know. It is military aviation. Like I've always said, just turn up, enjoy, and hope for the best. I mean, if you get anything, bonus. I mean, that takeoff was a good bonus, wasn't it? Righty, how you doing, Angela Farley? Members, thank you so much for those that have booked tickets already for the TED Party 3.0 in November. They'll be on sale to the... so members get priority tickets in Feb till March. Well, I'll release the dates for everyone else on our community pages. So thank you very much to those who are attending our third annual Ted Coningsby party. Gosh, it seems far away, but you know, scarily enough, don't years get shorter and shorter, or is it an age thing? Oh dear, but you know, at the end of the day, it will just turn up, won't it? But then when I think about all the things in between, it does seem like a good long year, which is what we want, really. We want to enjoy the moment, want to enjoy every time. And you know, it's one of those things, I have realized this myself as I've got older. Like I said, time is relevant, isn't it? Really, it really is. Everyone experiences time at different speeds, and it really is something to you know, just make sure you enjoy every day of your life. Make it a happy one, make it a good one. You know, get one shot at it, give it your best. Right, here we go. What sort of departure we're going to get here? Possibly a flight 2, let's have a look. So the Typhoon's EJ200 engines, they sit at the last sort of fifth of that fuselage. It sits quite far back. Compresses the air about 26 times, which is quite impressive. Typhoon that's just taxiing now. See you later, man. So we'll just wait for that. So there's one more departure to go by the look of it for this side of things. Welcome to RAF Coningsby in Lincolnshire, ladies, gents, teddy bears. Oh yeah. a base that was a bomber command station right up to 68 until when the Phantoms arrived, making it a fighter town. RAF Coningsby's first ever jet aircraft that arrived here in 1953 was the English Electric Canberra. Various squadrons, such as number 9 Squadron, retaining the bomber role of RAF Coningsby. Here we go. Look at the markings there of number 29 Squadron there. The buzzards! So we're looking out for a call sign REHEAT01. Do you know what? I'm going to go and have a little listen on my radio in the van quickly, see if this is REHEAT. Sure yet who this is, but I'll just treat it as though it is. And what usually happens if this is REHEAT01, or regardless, even for your info, Nath would need to do 10 practice displays at 1500 feet before he's allowed to drop the hard deck down to 500 feet, and then a few of those get lowered to a hard deck with a low fly past at 100 feet, with the actual display being around 300 feet, although we'll leave it at that. So yeah, they would, the Typhoon Display Pilot would need to practice flat, rolling displays as well, and full displays. Until around sort of May, because because of the insurance and the health and safety aspects of air shows, they would need to obtain what is called a public display authority, you know, application, shall we say, to give them the authority to display at air shows. Right, here we go. But if it is, what will happen, the pilot will go into holding until he's allowed to run in for the display, but I don't actually know my let's have a look what we got here now. Crew are out and ready, so my guess is that this is Nath. Hang on. Yep, it's reheat. Right, our display pilot. Here we go. Oh, goodness me. So that, ladies and teddy bears, you'll see on your flight tracker, that is Nath. Flight Lieutenant Nathan Shawyer, callsign REHEAT, and it's REHEAT01. So our Typhoon display pilot will be performing his first ever practice display over home base RAF Coningsby. Here we go. So as I mentioned earlier, Nath would need to carry out 10 1500 foot hard deck displays and then a 500 set, and once this is done, once the pilot will then be assessed with I think in the presence of the Air Chief Marshal as well, in order to make sure that he's fit and healthy enough to carry out the display, and then they'll analyse the display, make sure the healthy aspect of it, and should he get the PDA, that's when they will convert to wearing and be allowed to wear the black display suits. Actually, I think the black display suits actually came from the Black Knights, if I remember correctly, from Odium. I think that they were the first ones to do that. But just going back really quickly, once Nath has achieved, like every other Typhoon display pilot with the PDA in the past, they cannot go more than 10 days without having some form of display, whether a practice or a real thing. All right, so you'll know that he would need to do. Should it lapse, then it will be invalid if he goes more than 10 days. Exciting stuff. So we'll get to see what REHEAT has got to offer us. Wow, here we go. Did not expect this today, but there was a NOTAM, but you know when you just think, not sure about the weather, but we'll see. We've seen in the past where they've had to pull out and cancel due to the weather. We get to see the first glimpses of what it could look like. Because I can tell you now, when it starts smashing between, you know, that 100-foot hard deck flight high-speed pass, it really does look like a different display. So REHEAT1 is currently in holding. This is what normally happens, okay? As soon as he's been cleared to run in, we shall see what this display is going to look like. Now, I have no idea what the sequence is going to look like, so I am going to just keep it, I'll dare it a little bit, but bear in mind the previous Typhoon display pilot is now Nath's, or this year's Typhoon display pilot's mentor. So Turbo will be analysing this and giving him feedback after a debrief of the practice display. So you know, this is how it works. And then next year, Nath will be the mentor for the next pilot, and so on and so on. So it's a great way to pass on information. It's a great way to pass on the very best parts of certain displays or the crowd's favourite, and then it allows another pilot to have a go and pass on that information. So although it's kind of sad in you know, in more ways than none, you know, to see another, you know, to say goodbye to a Typhoon Display Pilot, it just allows someone else to have a go as well, which is amazing, and it just gives that opportunity to someone. So we'll see what REHEAT has got to offer. That's our call sign this year, REHEAT. Okay, let's have a look. We're going to try and keep an eye on it. Like I said, I have no idea what it's going to look like. I don't even know how I'm going to do this, but I'll do my best. At the moment, Nath, or REHEAT, should we just call him REHEAT? Yeah. You can hear him over Woodhall Spa making noise. So he, like I said, he'll be in a holding pattern. ATC just need to make sure that it's all clear. There are NOTAMs for this, and again, this is another reason why they distribute NOTAMs, to make sure that flights avoid the area during those NOTAMs produced. So that is the key. So once ATC are pretty much happy with that, and Nath is happy, REHEAT will run in for the display. And here he is, ladies and gents, steady bears, I'll give you Flight Lieutenant Nath Shawyer. leaping salmon. Oh yeah. Well, how about that then? What do you think? So I'm going to go and take that home and learn, because that is a bit twisty, just that one. Well, that's what we've got to look forward to at air shows near you, and well, that was again, how nice to see something different. They kept the leaping salmon, which I'm proud of. Oh yeah, right, so for me, I need to analyse his sequence as well, and yeah, just get ready for it next time. That is the key. Teddy Bears. And if you enjoyed that, smash that like button. If you join the Ted Coningsby channel, we'll be following Nath's adventures as he works down. My fingers are absolutely, it's really cold today. Smash that like button, ladies and Teddy Bears. Let's ride with Nath, callsign REHEAT. I'm sure he'd be happy with that. I was happy with that. Ted's happy. Ted, what do you think, mate? Ted's just giving me the pause up. Oh, that smells good, doesn't it? That's right, it's a bit Canterbury there. Well, that was absolutely magnificent from Nath. Really, really good. Really good. Sure, that was the right challenge, but I'm going to go and analyse that later and just learn from that for myself. Just to get my foot in. It's a lot difficult. It's a bit difficult at 1,500 feet, so you kind of stretch up in the sky, but no worries, all good. Magnificent, nice one, Nath. That's our Royal Air Force man working up to make us proud at air shows. Don't forget, when you see our Royal Air Force at air shows, they do represent our nation as well. So be proud, enjoy, and don't forget the sole purpose of what they do, frontline, and their main role. Always gives you a sense of pride when you see that. You know, that's our boys and girls of the Royal Air Force doing their thing to show off their skills, to bring that pride, you know. Nice one, Nath. REHEAT01, ladies and gents, Teddy Bears. REHEAT01. Yeah, totally right. I feel that he was happy with that. For, you know, you could just kind of tell. You know, that's his first display over the home base. You all enjoyed that, ladies and Teddy Bears. Lots of twists, lots of turns, lovely barrel rolls, dairy turns, lots of fantastic negative G as well in that. Oh, some nasty stuff. One that I lost a bit of my foot in there. It's really, you know, I kind of predicted the leaping salmon that it was coming up, but really nice to see something different. Really, really good. I like that. I like the exit as well. Very good, very good. Excellent work. Well done, and definitely worthy of being up there. Of a round of applause from all of us at the Ted Coningsby channel. Well done, Nath. Nice one. You'll be proud of that. So callsign REHEAT01. The crash teams, fire rescue and medics stood down. Well, they're always on standby, but they were out ready, which I can see them now. Just so I can hear startups from the north side of the base, ladies and teddy bears. Lovely power, lovely agility of the Delta Wing 4-plane configuration of the Typhoon. 82% carbon composite, which is a posh way of saying plastic, but that low metal profile makes it a lot harder for radars to detect. Absolutely magnificent. Also the Typhoon, although the Typhoon is a 4.5 generation, if you can call it that, is that 4.5? Is that actually a thing? But if it is, no worries. It's not quite a 5, not quite a 4, due to the fly-by-wire and the extra avionics put in to give it that fly-by-wire. The Typhoon does have some stealth attributes, like I said, the low profile metal, also the S-duct system, which is the intakes. So the Typhoon, this is our 17 Squadron. 17 Squadron, quite a quite distinctive and proud, because number 17 Squadron were the first to operate the Typhoon, coming here in 19th of May 2005. So the S-duct system, so if you were to look straight into the Typhoon, you cannot see the first ever parts of the compression blades over here. You can't actually see them because they're sat up here. So it's like they call it an S-duct. It's a letter S shape, all right? So what do radars like? Radars love heat, so the first part of the compression blades create a lot of heat as they compress that air. A bit like the sensation when you're pumping a football or your bike with your pump, it starts to heat up. Well, sort of. Well, it would do, but the heat is up here, you see, so it won't be able to detect that. So again, it was another stealthy sort of attribute, but it isn't a stealth jet as opposed to the natural 5th generation jets. But blue tap there, that I'm sure that'll give it a low profile on the old radar there. There we go. Nice one. Oh, beautiful, wasn't it? Amazing. Hopefully. Yeah, oh, absolutely. Now, Nath is a very experienced Tornado pilot, and I think he secretly prefers the Tornado. But he did say there are a lot of similarities, but of course the avionics on all the systems on the Typhoon. Imagine putting the Typhoon and the Tornado together. That would be, mind you, this is kind of like, you know, the Typhoon is the aircraft that took over from the Tornado, and you know, and they chose well, to be honest. I'll be honest with you, we all miss the Tornado. I totally get that, but you know, you've got to move on, you've got to move forward. Things, you know, you've got to keep up with the Joneses, otherwise we'll still be, no offense to the Spitfire, otherwise we'll still be flying Spitfires. If you want to retro that you know, technology improves, your opponents will have something bigger and better. You know, this is the thing, technology improves, and don't forget that technology and aircraft to be built takes decades to actually create and make the thing to its final product. So it always fascinates me, because I think, well, if they're building the Tempest, that technology might be old by the time it comes out. So it's really, really strange how to try to get to grips with that, but that's technology for you. But some aircraft, of course, can have that you know, that future proof in some ways. But like I said, you know, you've got to keep up, you've got to you've got to see what's bigger and better out there and try to match or better it. That's the way it is. There we go, so our first taste of what's to come in the future from Flight Lieutenant Nath Shawyer, call sign REHEAT01. I believe they're still using Riot call sign for transiting, so that's another. So the Typhoon Display Pilot has two call signs, one for transiting, which usually since 2021 that I can remember has been Riot. So that means if they're going not to display but going to a venue to land somewhere, so for example Bournemouth, for example, will be flying to Bournemouth or REHEAT Fairford, not to display but to go there, they'll use a transit. So that allows you to know that it is the display pilot and not displaying. So a lovely day today, very cold but good. Here we go, it's foon time. Yeah, go on. To come out, you can hear them. Welcome to the Ted Coningsby channel, hope you're well. Joining us today, ladies, gents, Teddy Bears, Ted Coningsby channel, bringing you live military aviation around the country. So I'll have a think about what I'm going to do Thursday, by the way. I've left that blank just in case the practice display didn't go ahead. So that gives us a few options whether to return if there is another one. I wouldn't mind. As far as I know, there isn't going to be any livery. The focus is on the display. All right, so that's the decision that was made. As far as I know, they won't be doing a special livery or anything like that. Just solely sort of focusing on the display rather than the livery, and that's what the approach is this year. Just let's just get a nice display done. And to be honest, that's what it's all about, the actual display itself. Nice touch and go, look at this. Typhoons, I believe, and see them. Yep, Typhoons on the way. aeroplanes can go into the downward position to create drag to assist in aerodynamic braking as well. Look at that, it's like an air brake. Nice. Anything to take the stresses off the braking system, such as the aero braking as well, that a lot of people like to see as wheelies. But okay, let's have a look what we got here. Typhoon there, beautiful, isn't it? Lovely aircraft. That nib that you can see there, that's the missile detection radar. So should the worst happen and someone locks onto the Typhoon, then that'll give them the warning. But saying that, the Typhoon does have an amazing advanced CR radar system to lock onto aircraft. Inside that radome, inside the nose, there's an amazing radar that's they are getting upgraded and developed by Marconi, able to detect and lock onto aircraft 160 kilometers away. And larger aircraft can lock onto aircraft 300 kilometers away. To about 20 to 30 aircraft and prioritise on about 6 of those, which just does make it a very, very sophisticated advanced aircraft. Got lots of defence as well. It's got the chaff dispenser, the flares. Also that pod that's sat on the right wing that you can see there, that's the decoy antenna, which is like, basically, it's like having a Typhoon attached via a lanyard. And what this does, it makes a profile of a Typhoon so that attacking aircraft think that's a Typhoon, and it actually locks onto that decoy rather than the real thing. There's all sorts going on here. You got departures, arrivals, got all sorts. display for 2025. Circuit there. You've got departures as well, by the look of it. Ted HQ, man. This is where it all happens here. beautiful. What a day we've had, Lady Shenta Teddy Bears. It's been an exceptional day. All right, buddy. It's been an incredible day today. We've got to see Flight Lieutenant Nathan Shawyer, callsign REHEAT. Glimpse of what is to be expected for airshow season of the RAF Typhoon Display Team's workout. Absolutely incredible, wasn't it? Sneakily get a cup of tea, but short-lived. Look at this, scaffold breaking, beautiful. Nicely done. Shout out to the ground team, ground crew, maintenance crew doing their bit to keep these flying. Absolutely incredible. How we doing, ladies, gents, teddy bears? Hope you all enjoyed the practice display. I'll let you know if there's going to potentially be another one later. I'm not too sure. Usually it's just the one, but we'll see. Never say never. There have been instances where there's been more than one, but I can let you know just listening out on the ATIS if there's another slot. But that'll probably get updated a little bit later on today. More Typhoons just coming into land now. Yeah, I'll be just drawing out the display sequence myself to learn from Nath's display, so I can track it better next time. Because it's always daunting on the first one. Even at REHEAT as well. The good thing about REHEAT is it's on for more than one day, so if I'm not too good on the first shot, I got another go at it, which is fine, because I'll analyse it throughout the night, just make sure when it pops up again I can track it a bit better. You will see that quite a bit actually from me. Just sort of been that one step ahead before, sort of anticipating that next move. It really does help as well. Especially with myself tracking the red arrows, you kind of get used to it, which is quite nice. Welcome to the Ted Coningsby channel. Don't forget to support the channel by hitting that like button. Give us a like. It does help. If all our subscribers smash that like button, then of course it could potentially mean for YouTube to think about recommending it. If our subscribers like it, then it's good enough for everyone else, eh? You know how it is. And do subscribe as well. Come and join us. We are the UK's favourite #1 military aviation streaming channel. A little bit different, a bit unique with all the bears. I know. Just go with it. If it works, just keep going. If it puts a smile on people's faces, do it. You know, if it couldn't help a youngster think about joining the Air Force, and so be it. That's the way it is. You know, it's an inspiring family channel that we've put together, and a community that's been built by you. You're the foundation of it all. So a big thank you to all of you who've played a major part supporting the channel. Thank you so much, and hit that notification bell button as well so you don't miss out on the latest and greatest live streams and videos from us. Amazing, like I said, where that EJ200 engine sits all the way back, and the last sort of 20% of that fuselage is amazing. So it's got a long tube of intake. Amazing. Another Typhoon just on arrival. done. This is nicely done, look at this, beautiful, allowing the pilot to get more takeoff and landings in one sortie. Planes working hard there to adjust. Typhoon doesn't have elevators, so it has the 4 planes at the front. Look, working hard there in a downward position. With its delta wing 4-plane configuration, using the I think it's the 4 main computers that actually keep this flying, as it's aerodynamically unstable in its design. Even the curvature of the wings you can see, especially on our left of the screen of the Typhoon. You see the curvature, you never think it was, but every detail, every aerodynamic aspect has been thought of. There was a bit of drag created where the wings meet the fuselage. So what they did, they made the fuselage bulge out to stop the drag. For those wondering what that smudge is, that soot, just where the wing and fuselage meet, that's the where you plug in the Typhoon for the APU, auxiliary power unit. That's just literally soot from burnt fuel just going smudged out. You know how it is. Windy up here now. we've got in the skies at the moment. Welcome to the Ted Coningsby channel. We are live here at RAF Coningsby, Ted's home, and it's, well, we were lucky to get that, to be honest, in this weather. I'm not sure what's going to happen later, but we are fortunate enough to get a second display, or at least if there is potentially going to be one, we'll be the first to let you know, or at least it's not guaranteed, of course. It's military at the end of the day. Nothing is set in stone, but we can have an idea later. So yeah, REHEAT is the call sign for this year's Typhoon Display Pilot. What a call sign though, really good, I like that. Nice, good choice. Lots of turns, lots of spins, dairy turns and aileron, barrel rolls, all that in there. Well put together. RJ145, and I haven't seen this in a long time. This carries the BAE Systems personnel. Another departure coming up. Goodness me. I have to secure a little bit of the things up here, but I may have to get rid of some of our little aeroplane models up here because they've taken an unexpected flight. Some more Typhoons just about to depart. It's very nice up here at the moment. Do some adjustments up here. support this up here. I'll be right back. Just going to do a bit of PRI up here. 1 second. Right, how are we doing, ladies, gents, teddy bears? Sorry about that. Goodness me, the wind just literally came out of nowhere. Certainly caught us out by surprise. And fair play, hope we're all good and well. Welcome to TED HQ. Welcome to the Ted Coningsby channel. Hope we're all good and well. Plenty of information on the on all our videos you can enjoy regarding the triple X's. Yep, that's right. So I have been looking into this. Have a look at the description, because I've been looking into some of these stories and things, and I don't this is just my own theory, because the original story that I really liked, even though it you know, it can still have a lot of truth, nothing's really set in stone because no one really knows about the 3X's. And I'll tell you the story regarding the triple X. So triple X, of course, does not make 29 in Roman numerals, right? We get that. But apparently, according to one story of over 100-year-old stories, the fact that in fact it could be about 120 years old now, if we're going to go back to 1915, 1916. And the proposal was to actually have an XX and then a roundel and one X, okay? So XX, a 1 and an X, but they read that wrong and put XX roundel X, okay? I get that, really cool story, so why not just change it? Okay, that's fine. Maybe they thought it was maybe they kept it, right? That's theory number 1 from Nikos. This is my own little theory, right? Then I looked at the Bulldog, sort of late 20s, the Bulldog aircraft I had a look at, and then you've got the Hawker Demon as well in the late in 1930s as well, and they reverted to 2X's on the Bulldog and the Hawker Demon. Why is that? XX would make 20, and the way it was an X roundel and an X. So this really makes me believe that it's got nothing to do with Roman numerals, because why go to 2X's? And when they went to the Whitworth Meteor, when they started to fly the Meteor 29 Squadron, they went back to 3X's. This really does not make sense and does not support the idea that they are Roman numerals, okay? So that's my understanding. This is my own theory, because like I said, why switch it to 2 when it doesn't even make any sense anyway? So this is my theory. There was some theory, they said that it had 4X's. I could not find one photo yet until I find that. And if you get 4X's, that really doesn't support the idea of that story. However, that story I do like, and I get it. I get how this could have gone wrong. So maybe it was a gimmick, maybe, but that's my sort of understanding, that it really does not coincide to have it as Roman numerals. But welcome to the welcome to Ted's home, RAF Coningsby. Tallies ish. Just right, I've there's no flag on the guard marches for now. In fact, the beret might even take off. But first of all, Babs Art, high five and a guards march to you. Thank you so much for gifting a Ted Coningsby membership. Thank you so much. Mark Moody, 4 months membership, a guards march for you, who's also part of our TCF, our fighter squadron. Just so pleased to have found this, combining military aircraft with Ted's and all the lovely peeps here, and of course Nikos, unique Such a unique, enthusiastic and genuine bloke that I am honoured to support in what he does. Oh, thank you so much, man. Bear hug for that one. Debbie Brooks, 21-month membership and also part of our fighter squadron as well. A very large bear hug, please, Nikos and Ted. Of course. There you go. Margot Baxter, thank you very much. A Guards March for you. Thank you for the super chat. RAF Coningsby, thank you. And Ted for bringing us the great streams, the history and the interesting info. Guards March. Thank you. Fred Birdles completed 24 months today. A great milestone of being a member with us. Oi oi Nikos, Ted, Mods and everyone on TCS. Thank you so much for reaching 2 years. So Fred Bernals will have his badge next to his name turned green. Joshua Roberts for 9 months. Can't believe it's already Feb 2025. Hope all have a great start to the new year. Thank you very much and a Guards March. Carl Portlock, member for 18 months. Hello Nikos and Ted. Good start to the week off. Nice. Margot Baxter, thank you very much for the super sticker. Guards March. Sharon Chapman for Nave's first practice display. Just incredible. Guards March. Thanks a lot, Sharon. A Guards March for you. And Julie as well. Guards March for all the hard work you do, Ted, Nikos and Mods. Thank you for all you do. Guards March, thank you very much. Nick Termier, member for 23 months. Guards March, Oyo, Nikos, Ted and squad. Wee Stevie Boy, Guards March, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the super chat. Hope we're all good and well. Oi, oi, all right there, buddy? How you doing? You okay? Hiya, you all right?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Enjoy. No, it's all good. It's all good. Thank you. You take care. Enjoy yourselves. Ba-da-da. I think it's just starting to rain as well now, actually. Ted, you're gonna have to get in, mate. Welcome to TED HQ. Welcome to all of you. We're just gonna see what we got for the rest of the afternoon. There's still some typhoons out to enjoy them coming back. Strong winds coming up, and welcome and welcome. Sorry?
Say hi to Margot Baxter.
Oh, sure. Sandy Wynn, a shout out to Margot Baxter. Oi, oi. ladies, gents and teddy bears. How we doing, ladies, gents, teddy bears? Hope we're all good. My name's Nikos. I am your cameraman and commentator. If I can just turn this round, see if I can get blown off this thing by the wind. Goodness me, I'll do my best up here. Wow. Now let me just pop that there without losing. God, it's been one of those days really, where the wind's just caught me out a little bit. But we're still going. We're still here. So yeah, ladies, gents, teddy bears, welcome to Ted's home. RAF Coningsby, hope we're all good. And look at this, the very first aircraft, the Handley Page Hampden. How cool is that? Look at that. And if we just have a little look at the vicinity of the base as well, just to think that when World War II officially kind of began in September of 1939, plans to build the base was already sort of 2 years just before, and 2 years before, so 1937, there were plans, and it took until November 1940 to actually complete the base and finish the base. And good old Handley Page Hampden, the very first bomber to arrive here at RAF Coningsby, and that was in 1941. It was actually February 1941. Although the base was completed in 1940 in November, it just took about 3 months for the very first Residence 106 Squadron to arrive with the Handley Page Hampden. Now, the Handley Page Hampden Olympus Pegasus, 1,000 horsepower engines, about 240 odd miles per hour max speed. And look at that, a beautiful aircraft. 106 Squadron in February, when they arrived on their Hampdens, they would have had Zulu November on their Handley Page Hampdens. Nickname of this would there was a bit of a nickname, because if you have a look how thin, how narrow that fuselage is, look how thin that is. 3 foot was actually the case, and they called it the flying suitcase. Actually, it also had a flying tadpole nickname as well, crew of 4. But the problem is it was so narrow for the crew of 4, especially for the pilot. Should the pilot get injured or worse, it was very hard to get the pilot out for someone to actually get control of the aircraft. But nevertheless, it was one of the last of the sort of the twin engine bombers that were designed. Of course, the Air Ministry really wanted to push a 4-engine bomber, the very first World War II bomber of the Royal Air Force to feature the 4 engines. It was finally the Short Stirling bomber. But of course, another twin engine bomber arrived in April. The Squadron 97 Squadron arrived here at Coningsby. Number 97 arrived with the Avro Manchester, arrived here from RAF Waddington and arrived here. So it's got a lot of history. Both went straight into combat with raids over Cologne. Coningsby also took part in the 1000 bomber raid. A statement of collating 1,000 bombers to make a point that, you know, the RAF are here and shall not be bullied into or even intimidated into not being able to carry out a bombing raid. So Bomber Harris, the Air Marshal, Chief Air Marshal, took upon of collating a lot of bombers, pretty much every single bomber in the inventory of the Royal Air Force. However, he did request and ask Coastal Command, because of course the Royal Air Force didn't really have 1,000 bombers at that time. OTU, the Operational Training Unit, a bit like the Operational Conversion Unit that's here today, those would have had to take part. Now, the problem is not many were qualified to do so, so Bomber Harris decided that if they were very close, just a few weeks away from completing their training, then they were honoured their wings already. So they did take part in the 1,000 bomber raid. It was around about, I think it was around about 41 aircraft were lost in that 1,000 bomber raid. He did manage to get 1,000 bombers for this very, very daring raid, and out of 1,000 bombers with 41 losses, that was considered a success. How we're doing, ladies, gents, and teddy bears? Hope we're all good. So yeah, I mean, Coningsby started off with just a bit of sunshine, bit of current bun coming out here now. .106 Squadron also here at Coningsby had Wing Commander Guy Gibson arrived here as well, and that really boosted the morale of RAF Coningsby's 106 Squadron as well. And Gibson got himself into flying. Was noted by the Air Ministry and the Royal Air Force for his efforts with 106 Squadron here at RAF Coningsby. Got himself into lots of flying, 6 consecutive bombing raids of the 18 night bombing raids that he took part in, and which kind of, like, you know, really pushed his name forward, and I guess that kind of influenced their choice to make him the commander of the Squadron X, as it was called at the time, before forming as 617 Squadron at RAF Scampton for the Dambuster raids. And it was on the 30th of May 1942 that Coningsby's aircraft took part in that famous bombing raid. And it was only a month before, you see, I've spoken about the Augsburg mission. A month before that, in May 1942, it was only the very first raid into Germany that must have inspired them. That must have inspired for those that don't know the story about Nettleton, Victoria Cross, who was awarded that mission with his 44 Squadron, taking part in the very first raid into actual Germany. It was a very daring raid, using it as a daylight bombing raid. Using 44 Squadron and 97 Squadron, who just about moved to RAF Woodhall Spa due to the fact that Coningsby's runways were closing to assist and actually accommodate the Lancasters. What they did here at Coningsby, they actually, with the grass runways, wasn't really suitable for the Lancasters to operate on, because obviously that would create a lot of damage. So what they did, they closed the runways, they closed the aerodrome for about a year, reopened in 43. But with that in mind, 97 Squadron that were here, as we mentioned, they moved to Woodhall Spa and were equipped with the new Avro Manchester. So they took off and took part in that raid. And it was only Nettleton's lone Lancaster that returned from that raid. Now, although the raid didn't go too well, it was actually more of a morale boost and a message that the fact that they could penetrate into Germany without a full defeat. See, the raid itself, the bombing raid, was to attack the MAN factories at Augsburg. It didn't even go too well. As soon as they reached the French coast, they were attacked. They lost about 4 aircraft. Nettleton's aircraft lost 4, just without even getting there, without even getting to Augsburg. 97 weren't too bad. They had all 6 until they started to get the flak attacks when they got to Augsburg. But that said, a month later, 106 Squadron that were here did manage to take part in the raid. Until 1943, course, 1943, when the base was finally opened with the Class A runways, which is the triangular configuration, 106 Squadron were found their new home at RAF Metheringham. Guy Gibson was there as well with them. There's a lot of history there at RAF Metheringham Heritage Centre. Speaking of heritage, of course, a trip to Coningsby is not complete without visiting the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight as well. Don't forget that. Get yourself the museum is free to enter. You've got a lovely shop as well there. I'm not sure about the cafe if it's reopened yet, but you can get yourself a hangar tour. It's about, I think it was about £11.50 or £13, somewhere along that region. About £11.50 I think it is for a hangar tour. Did return to Coningsby eventually, and it was 97 Squadrons Lancasters and 97 Squadron aircraft itself that actually were the very first losses of D-Day operations when they departed Coningsby on the night on the 5th. I think they left at very early hours of the morning. On the 6th, eventually at 2:56 a.m. on Coningsby's runway, number 97 Squadron, and it was Jimmy Carter to lead that flight on the 6th of June 1944 D-Day, and they lost 4 aircraft. Jimmy Carter DFC, who led Zebra flight, was in good spirits as it wasn't going to go too deep into enemy territory. They had all the spirits, but of course, just as much as the RAF were waiting for attacks, as ready as the Luftwaffe were for bombing attacks with their night fighters. Interestingly, I learnt that the 109s and the Luftwaffe fighters, they would actually, if the moon wasn't out, they would use yellow and green flares to light up bombers. But the other sort of downside to some of the bombers, I think they eventually added the flame dampeners on the engines. For those that tuned into one of our streams that had the Spitfire with the flames coming out, if you imagine at night, if you've got flames coming out of your Lancaster, that's going to light you up, literally. So what the night fighters were also looking for was the flames coming out of the engines. And they just, from what I've read from some of my books, they would aim right in the middle to at least get the aircraft. You've got to remember, it's at night. They didn't really have any night vision goggles or anything, so they would use yellow and green flares to light them up. Of course, if the moon was out, you could use the silhouette of the moon, of the aircraft against the moon as it's lit up. And if you haven't got that, they would look out for the flames coming out of the engines. The Halifax suffered this quite a lot until they realised that they had to add the dampeners on them. Mosquitoes were also here as well at Coningsby as well during the late 40s, 1946. Legendary Mosquito fighter and bomber. Look at this, imagine that here. Look at this. Beautiful, eh? Imagine that here now. Nice Mosquito bomber there. Well, it wasn't quite classed as a dedicated bomber, but it could do that. It was a look at the armament on there. Look at this Mosquito bomber. But you know what? The RAF did well with its replacement when they decided to replace the Mosquito. They did do well by replacing it with the English electric Canberra, which arrived here in 1953. That was Coningsby's first ever jet aircraft, the English electric Canberra. So still retaining that bomber role, but that ended in '68 when number 6 Squadron, the flying can openers, were first Phantom Squadron, arrived here with 228. the OCU for the Phantoms. 29 Squadron, lots of various squadrons came here. There was also Vulcans here in the 60s, between 62 and 64 as well. If I can just add that, forgot about that. It was a very short-lived visit of the Vulcans, but they were here until the Phantoms arrived in 68. And a lot of the Phantom squadrons eventually in the late 70s, 77, they actually moved to Wattisham, which was RAF Wattisham at the time. Which took a different role. Of course, you got Leeming being the quick reaction force. Wattisham joined that as well. There was also Harriers here and Jaguars until Tornadoes started to arrive, the Tornado F3 and then the GR1s and 4s. Until finally in 2003, when at Walton Aerodrome, when 17 squadrons stood up to operate the Typhoon. The future of the Tornado was about to be retired and replaced by this very aircraft that we're seeing on our screens, and they arrived here on the 19th of May 2005 with the very first aircraft by number 17 Squadron. And interestingly, it's number 17 Coningsby Air Cadets that are actually here. What a privilege it is to carry on that legacy of 17 Squadron here. 17 Squadron are actually in America at the moment. They're based at Edwards Air Force Base. And 29 Squadron stood up as the operational conversion unit as well, that arrived in 2005 as well. And eventually fighter squadrons number 3 and number 11 arrived here as well. Number 41, who were a reserve squadron at the time, were initiated and activated as the Test and Evaluation Squadron. And then finally, when they stood up in 2018, number 12 Squadron, with the interest of Qatar purchasing the Typhoon, the number 12 Squadron stood up as the joint Qatari Emiri Air Force and Royal Air Force Squadron to start operating here in 2020. That's all our Typhoon squadrons. BBMF, they arrived here in 1976. They were actually called the Battle of Britain flight. That was until 1973 when they finally received PA-474, the Avro Lancaster. It was the turning point to change the title, which added Memorial when they had the Lancaster in their inventory. So 3 years later, 1976, they arrived here. It's really windy, it's really booked up. I'll tell you what though, the skies look lovely. I was not expecting, I don't think this was forecasted to have a bit of sunshine, but never mind, that'll do, I'll take that. Yeah, really busy, but hopefully there's still some out, and then you've potentially got the afternoon lot going out. So. All right, yeah, there should be more.
Oh, nice meeting you anyways.
You too, man.
You managed all that?
Yeah, all good. Oh, thank you. Yeah, all good.
Oh, I don't know if it's any good for you, but a friend of mine, his son's on blue team at Reds, and he's pretty sure that their family's day for Red Arrows is on the, he said about July 12th, training at Waddington.
Okay.
It's supposed to be private families there, I've been to 3 times, but if you want to get forward to them, we'll do.
Oh, right, lovely. Oh, cool. Yeah. All right, well, it's fun. different to this morning. It's just amazing. It's like a totally different day, isn't it? Intakes, look at that. So they've got variable cowling to open and close those lips at the bottom of the intakes to control the amount of air that's going in. And the Typhoon's also got an onboard survival. If it's not getting enough air, it will go into a dive on its own accord, which if you're a Typhoon Display Pilot and you're doing a max alpha, it can be quite scary if the Typhoon decides to go into a dive. These are the markings of one fighter. Not based here, they're based at RAF Lossy Map, but it's just got the markings still. Nice to see a lick of paint though. I do like markings, but I get why they don't really have them. Almost like a very different day. now. Well, I'll just check what we've got out there at the moment. Shen Steady Bears. For those that don't know much about the Typhoon's Eurofighters, the Rolls-Royce EJ200 engines, I'll just, don't know if, I've had to get some pegs to control this. Hang on, let's have a look here what we got here. So for those that don't know how much power and how the power works on the Typhoon, those that are familiar with jet engines, I'm going to try and move this around, so hopefully get to see that quite well. Let's see what we can do here. So this is the back, there's the tail there. Maybe it'd be better to show it like this. So what we've got here is the Eurofighter Typhoon FGR4. Typhoon engine, which is the Rolls-Royce EJ200 engines, and this sits at the 20% right at the back of the fuselage, so that's like 1/5, all right, so that's quite impressive. Now you've got the air intakes which sit like all the way down the end, and they're about here, they're quite low, so they scoop up, remember that S duct. So when the air goes through those intakes, it meets the very first compression compressor, which are 3 compression stages here. So you've got the 3 low pressure compressor, and what happens is it goes on what's called a 2-spool turbofan compressor, this whole thing, right? So the air goes in, and first of all, you'll notice all jet engines, they get smaller and smaller and smaller. The reason is because you can squash and compress and squeeze that air. That's where the suck into the intakes, squeeze, and then it meets the fuel, bang, and then blow, right? That's what makes thrust, that's what makes an aircraft move forward, right? So the air goes in, and it first starts off with low pressure. It's just going to work it up a little bit, you know, start to squeeze it there, and it meets these 3 low pressure compressors, all right? And then once it gets through them, that's when you start to hear this bypass. So it's divided, and it's 0.4 to 1. That's how much air is bypassed. So it's a low bypass engine. The remaining percent of that, all right, goes into the 5 high pressure compressor, all right, the 5 rotor compression stage. So it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, okay? When it gets to here, this is where the air gets squeezed 26 times. What that means is if you've got about 1 kilo of air, it's now 26 kilos. It's multiplied and compressed to that. You imagine that pressure. Now when it gets to about here where it meets the fuel injectors, this is now going to be the hottest part of the engine, all right, because you've got, this is where you've got the nozzles that spray and inject the fuel. It mixes up in with the air that's compressed by 26 times, and then this is where it starts to get hot. All right, that's where you get the ignition, and it's met with this 1-stage high pressure turbine, which powers each other. This will power this, and it goes around. It kind of, everything powers each other, and it goes in a circle, and then when it meets up with the low pressure turbine, bang. The thrust you've got about here is, sorry, excuse me, 15,500 pounds of thrust. But if you want to add extra thrust and power with your reheat or afterburner, the Typhoon, once it starts opening up here in this chamber with the reheats or the afterburner, this actually gives the Typhoon 30% more power on each engine. This takes it up to 20,000 pounds of thrust each. You've got the hydraulic nozzle system which open and close the exhaust nozzle, so no sweep there as it's all done hydraulically. And that's why you got the ram intake here. That kind of like a little scoop, but that's a conversation for another time. But that's pretty much the Eurofighter engine there. Pretty impressive, huh? And this is what we mean. There's the intakes here and the engines up here, so it sits quite high up. So if you've got your intakes here and your engine starts about here, that's quite a way. That's quite a long tube of, you know, getting in all that air, and then it gets about here and starts to compress and compress, and then see ya. That's how you do it. Welcome to the Ted Coningsby channel, live here at RAF Coningsby. I will be adding more more and more drawings, and it's a bit challenging with windy weather for me to show you, but for those that want to know how compressor stalls happen and what happens inside, I've done a drawing. Members have seen a video of that already. That's out soon as a public video. I've also done a demonstration, a real good one, about how and why the Pratt & Whitney's F100-229 engine sweeps, or at least the F100 family of Pratt & Whitney, because of course the application of that can be on the 220, and which is also in the F16 and the F15, so that whole family like to sweep. Also, for those who missed the Tornado, that did actually sweep as well. I think I've also heard a 747 sweep at one point, which we've got on our video that arrived at RAF Lakenheath, so I do have that. So a lot of aircraft do sweep, and that'll be, I guess, all the air just through any actuating system for those that like the sweep sound. Of course, sweep is a unique vocabulary of the Ted Coningsby channel. For the Typhoons to come back. The weather's just started to deteriorate again, but it was nice to see the blue skies, although short-lived. It was nice to see it there now. How we doing, everyone? Hope we're all good. So LEJ approach, watching from Germany. Davey, Jimmy G61, Alan Burden, Callum, Gucci Man, Davey, Alan Burden, how you doing? Stephen Billings, oi oi to you, and an oi oi to everyone. If you're new to the channel and wondering what oi oi is, it's the way we greet each other. We don't say hello on the channel, we say oi oi. Jeff Banks, how you doing? Hope you're good. So just a little chat about what goes on inside the radome. So, like I said, developed by Marconi. Inside that radome, that's where it all happens when it's attack mode. The Typhoon in the ECR inside here, developed by Marconi, can lock onto fighters 160 kilometers away and larger aircraft 300 kilometers away. That is what's known as BVR. If you ever hear that, that's beyond visual range. For those who don't know, it can lock onto about 20 to 30 of those targets and prioritize on 6. This is what I mean by the aerodynamics. As the fuselage bulges on its first development, this was all straight, but it created a lot of drag. Wasn't really good. That's why if you ever see those ribbons, this is a good sign. This is all part of the aerodynamics that was put through to the tests in the model stage too. Yeah, sorry about the the blue tap there. So all these are thought of, you see, because of the delta wing 4-plane configuration, because it doesn't have elevators. Look, it has 4 planes. These move in sync, they move together. And the Typhoon, a lot of people often see the Typhoon start to corkscrew as it spins. This is normal. This is a good thing. Why would you want to go, if you're in defense, why would you want to go completely straight in a spin? I mean, I'm not saying straight away, but it, after a while, starts to corkscrew. And the reason for that, it makes it a harder target. So why would you want to go in a straight line if you're spinning? It's not really doing anything for it. Which is why the Typhoon starts to go into a corkscrew. So this is part of another defence system. You got chaff dispensers, which, well, you can't really see them under here, but they're there. Here we go, a 2-ship, by the way. Chaff dispensers are like pieces of metal. Again, if you are having a playing in the defence role, then chaff dispensers will confuse enemy radar. Also got your flares as well, should you have a missile onto you. Chaff dispensers, bits of metal that radar will think, oh, what's this? I'll have some of that. A lifesaver. You've also got the decoy antenna on the right of the wing, which is like a radar that's connected to a lanyard, so it'll be still connected to the Typhoon. And what it does, it actually, on the attacking aircraft's radar, it looked like a Typhoon, but the Typhoon is somewhere else. It's over here. So imagine that's your decoy over there. Pretty cool, right? It's not like, I always imagined it to be like a full-on inflatable Typhoon that it was carrying, but no. The radar just doesn't all that work. Pretty cool though, all these things that's put in place for the defence role. Just underneath the radome, where it starts, shall we say, not right at the end, whichever way, not the pointy bit. You've got 4 of these little like metal triangles, and that's the ADPs, the pitos, the air data pitos, and they control each line of the computers that keeps this airborne. Really clever stuff. Pitos have to be looked after and protected. Covered up, because, you know, one, if they get damaged or compromised in any way, can lead to devastating effects. hard to control. Yeah, so you can see the just where the radome starts, so cockpit end, you can see a red, almost like a little smiley face under the nose there, and it's got two covers, one either side, to cover two of the four main air data pitos on there. Pretty cool. Typhoon does actually have an onboard ladder as well. Hear that wind. It's pretty brutal, man. Steve Broughton, oi oi to you. Davey, Jimmy G, Marco Baxter, Johnny B, Airborne Womble. Airborne Womble, John, how you doing, man? Alex Black Cat, Righty, Davey, hope we're all good. Matthew Cable, how's it going? Edward Coates. Hope you're all excited about the TIAT 3.0. That's the TED party, our third ever party. Can't wait. Coming up in on the 30th of November. Now, members, you've got a chance to get your tickets as a priority before they go out to the general public on our social media and YouTube channel on our community page. Right. We Stevie boy, absolutely. It's I was not prepared for this wind, but hey, it's fine. I'm very adaptable. I'll get on with it. You know how it is. Fortunate enough to catch the English Electric Lightning that's parked up just over there. You can just, yeah, you can't really see it, but it's there as a gate guard for number 29 Squadron, who once flew the English Electric Lightning. 29 Squadron once had the likes of Guy Gibson, and also a fighter squadron that spent a bit of time out in France as well. The operational conversion unit for the Typhoon, which is called an OCU in abbreviation. Of course, every aircraft has an OCU. Number Wow, 207 Squadron, who are based at Marham. They're the OCU, the Operational Conversion Unit, not just for the Royal Air Force, but also for the Royal Navy, for the F-35B. Wow, that is quite punchy. Aircraft on their way back. God, it's getting a bit brutal up here. Welcome to the Ted Coningsby channel. We just hit, by the way, I just noticed we hit 81.4k, which is absolutely incredible. Thank you very much, everyone, for your support. That's so cool. Thank you. Whoa! I'm not liking this wind. Wow, come on. Where's this come from? I've got our couple of Typhoons just coming back. I think that's our last lot, I think. Here we go. Looking good. Yeah, it was very good. Oh, move back. Yeah, it's very good. Here we go. Here we go. Look at this. Excellent control. Control. Pilot getting in lots of training as well. It can be used for a number of things as well, for a missed approach or just last minute emergency need to pull up. onto your beret, mate. This is rough up here. Channel, we're live here at RAF Coningsby. How we doing? I tell you what, it is absolutely ludicrous up here. It is shocking. Two more to depart. Just waiting for. Here we go, here it comes now. It's really not fun up here. Goodness me. How we doing, Oak Walking? I'm still hanging in there, man. It's like someone just barging past you as you're trying to keep steady. It's like really, really annoying, man. I'm going to call this off in a second. It is really, really bad. It's just the direction of the wind. It's absolute shocking. Off in just a sec. Apologies for that. It is really, really, really not good up here. It's just the direction of it. It's like proper bad. But nevertheless, it's been a good day. Just get your guards marches coming up. I'll just wait for these two to depart. At least we'll catch these two to take off. Really, really uncomfortable up here. Oh. Coming at me at different directions, which is really weird. PTO. Anne Gregory, thank you so much. That's Anne Gregory, high five, welcome to the Ted Coningsby Squadron Guards March. Wee Stevie Boy, high five. Thank you for gifting the Ted Coningsby membership as well. Guards March for you without a beret. Wee Stevie Boy again, high five, Guards March. Thank you for gifting the Ted Coningsby membership. New Rail Basher, high five. Thank you for gifting the Ted Coningsby membership. Guards March. Louise Psycho Parrot, welcome. High five, welcome to the Ted Coningsby Squadron. Wee Stevie Boy for a big hot cuppa to warm you up, Nikos. Oh my god, it is that. There is a limit though. There is a point where I think I've got to do this for my own safety. Because it's literally the direction of the wind. Ginger Bailey, Guards March to you. Thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you so much. Guards March for you. Well, it's just coming up to 13:23 now in the UK. And to be honest, it's been a good day. We've enjoyed a PTO. We've enjoyed Nath's first ever display over Coningsby, which was absolutely amazing. We've had some brilliant flying, lots of circuits. Really, really good, really good. So yeah, we're gonna just call it, I'm afraid. It's just the direction of the wind. The whole van is actually shaking. The wind has got this like almost creating a bit of turbulence up here. And it's funny, now that I've said that, it's actually just stopped a little bit, which is really weird. But hey, no worries, it's really odd. It's just stopped now. How weird is that? It's actually all right, but it does this. But never mind. Yeah, here it comes again. So it's just really rocking the van. I just can't even keep still. But what's really weird is actually coming from a couple of directions at a time. It's like, wow. I mean, look at Ted, look at it. Anyway, listen, we'll catch you tomorrow. RAF Coningsby, thank you for what you do. Looking after our skies, thank you so much. Lady Sheds Teddy Bears, thank you as well for tuning in today. My name's Nikos, I've been your cameraman, just about hanging on, and commentator. This is our squadron leader, Ted Coningsby. And you've been watching the Ted Coningsby channel live here at RAF Coningsby. And we'll see you soon and wish you well. And just hang on in there, man. It's awful. Right, take care. See you later, everyone. See ya. Thank you. It's just, there's a limit where it's just like, yeah. It's